go.
Just get a little video if you don't mind here.
Wait, is he gonna take a picture?
He's
Yeah.
gonna do a little video
A little
of you.
video of you, and
then
then I'll show you. I'll show you some of it here if you.
You can just go ahead talking and be a natural of
I
that. Make it
know.
better.
I just don't have to pose or anything.
No, you don't have to
I
pose.
mean, I
No.
guess that's the secret of it.
He always gets me, and I hate that.
This is such a beautiful house. I just.
Oh,
You mind if I take a picture? Just
I
kind of.
didn't realize it was that pretty.
Scan
I love
around.
it too. I love it too.
It's really
My
beautiful.
mother is 97 and a half years old.
She must have been a strong lady.
She doesn't take any medicine. They give her an aspirin, a vitamin, and a stool softener every day, and that's it.
And she knows everything.
Well, yes, she still knows everything, but she's gotten to the point now where she don't want to talk.
Mhm.
You know, she won't hardly carry
Well,
on the
I
conversation.
think you might be lucky to have had her this long.
Mhm. And she's blind. She can't see, and she can't get
Can't
up and down
read
or
or-
anything. She just like.
I'll show you a little of this when I take
Okay.
it and share it a little. You know, with
Yeah.
it's.
This is so nice that you've thought of this.
Yeah, it's.
You'll have to take some of Lucille when you see her.
Do they let
He's
you
cool.
take pictures there where she's at, or
Oh,
no?
I'm sure.
They don't care?
I've only been there one time
One time?
since she's been in a couple of rest homes. And
Oh, has she?
she has a real nice apartment, and it's just like several rooms in a great big place. She has a living room, and bedroom, and it's and she has it furnished so pretty.
Mm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting her.
You've never met her.
No.
She's different.
She told Paul when he was talking to her on the phone, she said, "Now, I'm excited about you coming to see me. Don't disappoint me." And he said, "I won't." I said, "I told you I'll be there, and I will."
Yeah, she wanted to. She said, "Don't disappoint me." So we're gonna go by and see her.
Oh, yeah, she hasn't changed that much. Did she have dark hair when you saw her?
Yeah, she had. That day I had my video camera there at my mother and dad's house. She danced a little Irish jig.
Oh.
And she would say McCord, not McCord.
McCord.
Yeah, she'd say McCord. I mean, she put the
she's always done that.
emphasis to it. I remember that, but it was that we had a good visit. And her brother, not her brother, but her husband had a produce, I think.
Yeah, they worked on the city market for many years. They'd go on these trips and get fruit from the valley
Yeah,
and sell it on the market. It's
Yeah.
really hard work, but it must have been very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, him and my dad had a nice visit chat. Yeah, that's gonna really look good. I'll show you a little of it here in just a minute. I just want to get up about 4 or 5
What
minutes.
are you taking now?
Just a picture of you sitting there talking.
Oh my gosh, all this time?
Yeah. And I'll just kind of scan around, you know, and take a picture of this beautiful house. Boy, everything is so pretty here.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Very pretty.
Well, that hutch, I really love that too.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. Looks like a southern home, kind of like a southern homes, but down in the south.
I've never had pictures of this house taken. That would be nice.
That's
I had,
pretty.
You know, when we had family dinner or something.
Yeah. He was saying here a while back he really misses the family dinners that they used to have at his mom and dad's.
Oh, it was.
And before my husband died, everything was always at my house. But now that he's gone, I don't see much of my boy. Well, I don't see my boys hardly at all anymore.
Well,
But I do my daughter.
you know that happens. My children.
Well, thanks.
Like I had to see my parents every day.
Thank you, Lois, for letting me do a little video too.
Oh, I hope that they're. I'm looking forward to seeing them in a few seconds. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll show you a little bit of it here.
Show you that on there. His mother will be thrilled to death to see all that.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it now.
I just remember hearing the nurse call Code Blue,
Yeah.
and then I was lying there, sort of in a trance, and God started talking to me.
Oh my, that's well.
And He has a soft voice, but it carries authority. In other words, you know, you'd better mind Him.
Yes, that's true. Now I've got it. It's running, and we're doing some video on you. And I'll show you some of it if
Oh,
you'd
my
like to see some of it. But
What a treat.
but we're just trying to make this an enjoyable trip for all of us. So
And his mother will enjoy seeing that too. She said, "Be sure and tell you hello," and she'd love to see you.
Oh, I would love to see her too.
I will let her go that way while we talk. And
It probably won't be very long until we're with the Lord.
We never know, do we?
we never know when that day's going to be. But I say enjoy every minute of it.
Yes.
That we're here, and I think we should visit family more than we do. But I don't. I know I'm guilty of that too, and I know your family probably is too.
The world has so much meanness
Oh,
in it now.
Absolutely.
Until I think it's so foolish for intelligent people to carry hate and grudges and that sort of.
What the world needs is less hate and more love.
Uh-huh.
Is what I think.
That's the way the Lord taught.
And they're trying to take God out of everything.
That's
Instead
true.
of taking Him out, we need Him more.
Well, that's what God's way of punishing for disobeying the. I think He expects us to do the right thing. And if you don't, of course, everybody has their own perception of those things. So I don't want to get too much into that.
And unless we repent, He spanks us. That's
Yeah.
what I call it.
Yeah.
I think we know when we get a spanking from God.
But I cannot believe how well you look, how good you look at 90. It's really impressive. Just
It's cream.
is that what it is? Okay.
My little mother, I told her one
Yeah.
day, I said, "Mother, I just thank God every day that you're not laying here in pain." And she said, "You know why I'm not?" And I said, "Why?" She said, "Because I'm living right, that's why." I said, "You have a point there."
But some of the old ladies here started out being so mean to me. But they're different now.
Well, good.
And I've lived here, well, it was a year, June the 6th.
June
Um,
6th.
I just didn't believe in returning it. I knew it was wrong. So one of the aides told me yesterday that I've been kind to everybody. I hope so.
Did you have? Oh, here it is. This is one. I wanted to show you this camera. It's a $500 digital camera. Boy, it takes
Oh
some
my goodness.
super good pictures also. And The pictures, matter of fact, the pictures that you saw my mom was taking with this camera. This
Oh,
camera, those pictures that I gave.
well, look how digital everything. May I hold it?
Sure. Yeah, it's a digital. It's a Canon PowerShot G6,
Oh,
and it takes.
and even though it's little, it's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's heavy. It's got a lot of features on it too, and everything. But I have some pictures on here, but I don't know whether you can see them. I took some of Lois on here. I don't know if you can see them well enough to tell. I could show you a close up. Wait a minute here.
My oldest son, Jerry, has a telephone just about that long, and he can take pictures on it.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think something that little.
I know, it's amazing.
Isn't there?
Okay, here we go. This is Lois, and I'll get the close up.
Was Jimmy there, her son?
Here's a picture of Lois on the little screen there. Can you see her there on the? That was her a while ago. We took of her.
Uh-huh. And I don't see her well enough to recognize her, but I can see her farm.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know whether you could make that out or not.
To answer your question, I told her, I said, it's a shame your son wasn't here so we could visit with him too. And she said, well, I don't know if he's here or not. I said, he lives in the back part of the house. I said, I don't know if he's here or not. So that's all I know.
Well, he has a bedroom there, and she didn't bring him out.
Well, she said he lives in the back part of the house. So she said she didn't know if he was
He
there
was
or not.
probably in his bedroom.
Yeah.
That little stinker, she just wanted to visit with you alone.
She might have. She really enjoyed visiting
Her-
with Paul.
Her son is so intelligent.
Mm.
What's his name, her son?
His name is James Jr. after his dad, but
Oh.
we call him Jimmy.
Jimmy.
We call my son Jimmy too.
Oh,
Let's see how this one turned out.
oh, that's a good picture.
That's a good picture. That picture of you there, I don't know if you can see that or not.
Probably
That was
probably
one I
not.
took of you.
See that old white head?
Yeah. the white hair, yeah.
You
That's a
know,
good picture.
I colored my hair for years,
Mhm.
and every time I wanted to let it go gray, my youngest son Jimmy would say, "Oh no, Mama, don't do that. That doesn't look like you." Well, it finally got so white it was just too much trouble to color it, so
It's a very pretty color, I think.
I let it go.
Sure is.
I've got one dark spot, and
Well,
it looks funny
it's very pretty, I think.
with the
Real pretty
rest
color.
of my hair white. The dark spot looks funny.
Mm.
Yeah. We'll quit for a while. I just wanted to get some pictures, and I'll if you want any pictures, I'll send them to you. Send any of these pictures, I'll be happy to send them to you.
Well, if there are any you want to give up, I'd be happy to get them.
But we got a good rain over there this morning at Lois's house.
Oh, really?
Pretty good rain, yeah, over there. Now you said Arthur was your dad, wasn't he? Arthur. Arthur McCord.
His full name was Arthur Justice.
Arthur Justice.
And I always wondered about that Justice.
Yeah.
But it's in the Bible. I ran I don't remember where, but I ran across it one day.
Was Josie and him brother and sister? Then was there any other children besides Josie and Arthur in that? Were there any other children besides him?
Well, there were 3 that lived. Well, Gertie lived until she was a grown woman and married, and
Oh.
she died with tuberculosis, and
Oh, I had forgot about Gertie, yeah.
and then her daughter also died.
Oh, her daughter died.
But the 3 lived: Josephine, Blanche, and Arthur.
Okay, Blanche and Gertie's the one. Where did Crocker? There's a name Crocker came in somewhere. Crocker before.
There's what?
Crocker, Crockerer. You sent me some genealogy. You remember one time on, and I put it in the genealogy about Childress and Henry and Ray,
Yeah.
and I put that in my genealogy files.
Childers died a few weeks ago.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he came back from World War II with diabetes.
Diabetes.
We thought at first that he had that jungle fever,
Yeah.
and he went into a coma one day, and when we took him to the doctor, we found out it was diabetes.
Yeah.
But he was the most disciplined person I've ever seen. He gave himself shots in his leg, insulin, and his wife would cook just what he was supposed to eat, and she even measured it out. I've never seen another diabetic that disciplined.
And if I remember, he had that a long time, because I remember when I was a kid up at my grandmother McCord's, she said he had diabetes back then. One of them did. I think it was Childress.
Yeah, it was Childers.
Childress. And I think they came up there and visited my grandparents once or twice. And I remember Henry, when Henry was with, had come up there too, and I forget what his wife's name, Henry's wife's name was.
Mildred.
Mildred, yeah, that's right, Mildred. Yeah, and
My first name is Mildred. I don't know why my family called me Lucille.
which name would you prefer, Mildred or
Mildred.
Lucy? Mildred.
And all of my friends have called me Mildred for years and years, and I really have enjoyed it because I never did like Lucille.
Well,
And Lois refuses to call me Mildred now. Aunt Blanche's daughter, Nana Lou, called me Mildred, but she died a few years ago.
oh, she did. Arthur's been, your dad's been dead a long time too, hasn't he?
Yes, I have forgotten the year Daddy died.
I was-
Time just seems to pass so
I know it.
fast.
If I recall right, I was looking at the genealogy, and I think it said he died in 71. 71, I think, but I'm not sure. Your dad, on the genealogy records I
It-
had.
It was something like that because I graduated from UTA in the spring of '77. I'd gone to college 4 years then,
You have a college degree.
and I hadn't gone when Dad was alive.
Oh, okay. So,
That's the reason I know it was the early '70s.
oh,
You said '71.
I think it said on the genealogy records that he died at 71. You don't know what year your grandpa died, do you, Joe? What year that was? Probably forgot. That's been a long.
Let's see.
It might not be a good, fair question to ask. I was just curious.
And that's all right. I was trying to think.
Okay.
I should have written things like that down.
Yeah.
I wish I had kept a journal
Yeah.
because there's so much I've forgotten and so much I didn't ask my grandparents.
Yeah.
Grandpa was Scotch-Irish, and Grandma was English-Welsh.
What was your grandma's maiden name? I forgot.
Miller.
Miller?
Yeah.
Okay, well, my dad speaks of his grandfather, Joseph Mulkey Sr. That, you know, your grandpa was Joseph Mulkey's son. They both had Joe. They were both named Joe. Or did you know? Or do you remember that? Anyway.
Grandpa claimed that he named himself when he was 8 years old.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well, anyway, the story I read, checked up, was Joseph Mulkey had 10 children, and one of his children was Joseph Mulkey Jr., which was your grandpa. That's the way I understood it. And my granddad McCord married an 18-year-old Indian woman, so that made, and she died at childbirth. And she, so that would have made your grandpa and my granddad half brothers, I believe. I believe it's half brothers. But I could be wrong.
Grandpa and your dad?
My grandpa and your dad, I mean your grandpa, your grandfather and my grandfather were half brothers, I think. Because my grandfather had a different mother than your grandfather did.
Well, Grandma, when Uncle Martin's mother died, she died at birth with that new baby, Uncle Martin.
Yeah,
And Grandpa took that baby and got himself on the horse with a baby and took it to Grandma. Took Uncle Martin to Grandma.
Yeah.
And she had a baby then, I don't know which one. And she nursed both of those babies. And,
That's what I was trying to remember, yeah.
And she kept Uncle Martin for a few years. And she was just crazy about him, you know. I know it must have hurt when his dad remarried. They took him.
So it was your grandmother that took my granddad McCord and raised him. Well, I couldn't remember how that was. I didn't remember.
And she always called him Martin, and she was just crazy about him.
Well, my Uncle Homer, he said that my great-grandfather, Joseph, and his son, Joseph Jr., married sisters. And one of them's name was Lou Miller, Lucetta Miller, or something, and the youngest sister was Jeannie Miller.
I never did hear Grandma talk about her.
Anyway, my Uncle Homer said my great-grandfather Joe Sr. and your grandpa Joe Jr. married two sisters, and my great-grandfather married the youngest girl, and your grandfather married the oldest girl, which was his son. So I don't know.
And everybody called her Lou.
Yeah.
But her name was, I don't remember what it was. It's in her old Bible.
Yeah.
Luella or something like that.
Yeah.
That's why they named me Lucille.
Oh, after her. Okay.
So,
okay.
And her name wasn't Lucille, but they wanted to get that Lou in.
Oh, okay. Seemed like it was Lousettee or something, Lucette or something.
So
We looked it up in the microfilm in a genealogy thing. But
And I've been told that, and I think I wrote you a letter about it. I've been told that the Mormons and an Indian tribe, and I don't know where they are, had the best genealogy.
yeah. Yeah, they do. They're the ones that has the best genealogy.
I have a friend at Sigerville that got the Mormon genealogy for his family.
Yeah. Well, I was really into that at one time, and now my son is into it.
Well,
and
good.
And I just dropped my part, and he's taken over. He took what I worked hard to gather up, and he's put it on a website on the computer where you can go to it and you can trace your family tree out. And I've been to it several times, and he's done a fantastic job putting it all together. But I did a lot of hard work trying to find all that. It took a long time to find all that information. And the more people dies, the less it's gone forever.
And some of those oldsters just didn't keep records, you know. These younger people keep journals, but I don't think our family did. I wish they had.
It's things that people never do. Just like these pictures and videos that I've made, I'm the only one that's really made any effort to do them. And if I'd never done them, I would never have all this stuff, all these movies and stuff that was made. So now everybody's enjoying them. Seems to be enjoying all of them.
Yes.
And the ones I have of my dad on video, that no money could replace that. You know, having my dad on video and watching him talk and tell his joke is priceless to me.
Did you have him play his violin?
Oh yeah, I've got that, and I put them on DVDs. I burned them all on DVDs where you could put them on a DVD player and watch them. Mm-hmm. I wish sometime that you could see some of those old videos that I made of him. He liked to play, he liked to play music and stuff. Mm-hmm. He picked up the violin because my grandfather used to play the violin before he died.
Oh, when we visited them, Childers was just a baby then, just barely walking.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, Uncle Martin would play the violin and Aunt Jenny would pluck the guitar.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was.
They were a lot of fun.
Good days.
And when they lived in that log cabin by the river then, and we went to see them when we had to get in a canoe and cross the river to get there.
I didn't remember that.
Well, Childers was just barely walking. Anyhow, what I wanted to tell you was Aunt Jenny, they just had 2 big rooms then, and the boys slept in the attic.
Yeah.
And Aunt Jenny would put her dishpan down in the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
And Childers fell over in it.
He did.
He was just barely walking and talking,
Mm-hmm.
And he got up, he didn't cry, he got up and he says, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We laughed about it, and my family always remembered Aunt Jenny's biscuits. They were about that big.
Pretty good size,
Do
yeah.
you remember her biscuits?
Yeah, I remember that. Boy, they were big ones.
Yeah, about that big around.
Oh, they were good too. It was her own recipe, and they were really good.
Grandma could make good biscuits too. And she started keeping a little piece of dough, a little round piece, and letting it sour, and she put it in her biscuits in the morning. Boy, they were good.
Yeah, I remember eating that there when I was a kid. But my grandmother McCord told a joke on my Uncle Homer. You remember Homer? That was her youngest son. They called pumpkin. You've heard of that, called, I don't know how to say it. Baby poop. My grandma McCord used to call it pumpkin to my Uncle Homer. And one day, there was some woman at my grandma McCord's house, and they was talking about pumpkin pie. She was going to make her a pumpkin pie. And Homer walked up about 2 years old, and he says, "We don't eat pumpkin." He thought he was talking about the poop.
I used to play with him when I was a little girl. I was older than him, you know. And I'd take him by his little hands, and I thought he enjoyed playing. And when I saw him at Luther's and Estelle's house, he told me he held that against me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he thought I was being mean to him.
I'll be.
I said, well, Homer, I loved you to pieces. I didn't dream that you felt like I was mean. But he wore dresses then. Aunt Jenny kept him in dresses until he was about, I guess, until he went to school, I guess.
Oh, really?
I know. He was 5 years old when I saw him in a dress.
5 years old.
So I don't know when she took him out of the dresses.
Well,
I intended to ask you about his wife. Did she die?
She died. Maureen died. Homer had a blockage, stomach blockage, and my dad, of course, died in May of '99. And then that October, while Homer had a blockage, emergency stomach blockage, they took him to the hospital emergency room, and they did a quick exploratory surgery to relieve that blockage. And when they opened him up, he was eat up with cancer inside. He had cancer all inside of him.
That happened to Ray too. My brother Ray.
Oh, is that right? And of course, he didn't get out of the hospital. Well, Homer grieved himself about his wife dying with cancer. Was diagnosed with cancer in '85, and she outlived Uncle Homer by 2 days. He died, I think, the 11th of October, and she died 2 days after he did. She had cancer. So now their son and their daughter, we never hear from them. They never call us. Marilyn, his daughter's name was Marilyn, and Milton was his son.
So many families have gotten apart.
Yeah.
They just don't have that old time closeness that we knew when we were kids.
And my mother said, well, y'all stay in touch with us. We'd like to hear from you. And they said, we will. But they never called my mother. Never did call her. So my mother says, well, they know where we live. If they don't want to call us, we can't make them. We can't make them call us. But
I used to call her once in a while when I could see, and she would call me once in a while. And my daughter said she was going to rewrite my telephone numbers in big black letters, you know.
Yeah. Let me see if I can...
She still hasn't done that.
I'm going to call my mother and see if I can catch her home just a minute and tell her where we're at. See if she happens to be home.
She'll be surprised.
Yes, she will. I don't know whether they're home. They were supposed to be out doing some garage.
Did she say something about
Oh yeah, I think she was supposed to go to my other sister's house.
She likes to go.
She sure does, yeah. She sure does. And they, Mom, we're here at Mildred's house. Yeah, I wanted to let you say hello to her a minute. Here she is. Just hold it up to you here, Lucille.
Estelle? Well, I think I'm close to going home to be with the Lord. No, I'm in assisted living, honey. And the reason I'm at Cedar Hill in an assisted living home. Yes, the kids sold everything I had.
Try not to trip over that.
And it was all right with me because I can't do much anymore. I can't even read and write now, but I think my eyesight will get better. How are you doing? Do you have osteoporosis?
Your words is just get sleepy. We'll get a
Yeah.
motel and see if we leave here if you want
I'm glad to talk to you. I miss talking, but I can't read anymore, and I couldn't read your telephone number.
to.
Uh,
You look sleepy.
Uh,
You enjoying it?
well, I'm in Cedar Hill, in an assisted living home. Yes, ma'am. I guess when my money runs out, if Medicare will let me stay here, that remains to be seen. It surely is.
What's the system?
$3,000 a month. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, 3,000 a month. That's what she said.
It's pretty nice. Of course, they didn't like home, but my daughter brought quite a few things from home, so it made it easier to move. Well, listen, honey, I've enjoyed talking to you again, and I've missed you. Yes, I'll give Paul my telephone number and he can give it to you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Mom. I'll let you go. I just thought you might like to talk to Mildred. We're sitting here videotaping her now, making a video of her. Yeah?
I surely enjoyed talking to her.
Do what? No, not yet. That'll be our next stop at Betty's house, Retha's friend, but she's talking about waiting till in the morning to see Betty. We're probably going to look for us a motel when we leave Mildred's place. Yeah, we'll probably look for a motel so we can stay all night. We're pretty. We're going to stay one more. We're going to stay all night tonight, Mom, and probably start home maybe tomorrow sometime. Start back up there. But we're having a very enjoyable visit, and Mildred's enjoying the visit, I think, too, with us. So
Yes.
I give her a picture of you that I took with my camera, and I'm leaving it with her.
Tell her I said she's a good-looking old lady.
Lucille, or Mildred said to tell you that you're a good-looking lady.
She's laughing.
She said thank you. She said thank you. We're having a good, enjoyable visit here, Retha and I, and we're just sitting here with the video camera going and taping the conversation. We took some pictures also, but we didn't want to stay too long, but we wanted to visit for a little bit.
Did you say your friend lived on the roof?
Okay, Mom. Well,
Yes.
I'll let you go for now. We had a good rain down here a while ago.
Yes, that's pretty close to where
Yeah, I
you
had a
used
pretty
to
good
live, isn't it?
thunderstorm.
Well, LaRue in Oak Cliff, where I lived, it's the next
did-
street north of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Well, I'll let you go, Mom.
actually,
for
her
now,
son
and,
lives on
we'll-
LaRue.
Be talking to you
And
later.
then she
I
lives
guess.
about 2 streets south on
All right, well, bye-bye.
What?
Lynn Acre.
Oh, yes.
So I think
Uh-huh.
Wisteria is in between those two. isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, we tried to find you once before. Well, when we come down to see my friend when she had the first stroke, we
Uh-huh.
tried to find you then. And we found out that you had moved from Wisteria. And so we've been tracing you ever since.
The house, I believe your house is green. I think we drove by there.
It was white when I owned it. but
Oh, it was
I
white?
sold it to a Mexican family,
Oh, well,
and
it's green when we
and they
saw it.
painted it green.
Oh, okay.
And they ruined the trees too. They
Oh.
trimmed all the trees, just left a little bit at the top.
Well, when did your husband die? Quite a while ago, or
He died in '93.
93? Well, he was a nice guy to talk to. I talked to him.
Been gone quite a
I
while.
think he run a produce or something like that.
He was, yes. He was bedfast a year before he died. He had a stroke,
Yeah.
and they tried to teach him to walk in rehab, but he was too far gone, so he was just bedfast for a year before he died.
How many children did you say you had?
I reared 8.
8.
I lost 2 premature babies.
Oh. So how many are still alive?
7.
7 of them. Well, are they all around here? Live around here?
They soon will. Bradley just sold his home in Colorado,
Oh, okay.
and he bought a home near Joe Pool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but my daughter Virginia, Ginger,
Yeah.
said that it was real pretty. He what do you call it when you send pictures over the internet?
Email.
Yeah, he emailed her a picture of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't believe that was about 87. I think y'all were up there, and that's soon be 20 years ago that y'all were there.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No, it sure don't. It really don't. My dad sold their farm. My dad's health started going bad, and they sold that farm and bought a house in town in 93,
Mm-hmm.
1993.
That really surprised me when he sold the farm.
Oh, did it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, a guy by the name of Dixon bought the farm, and we went out there a few months ago, and a young family lives out there, and they'd redone the house, and it really did look nice.
Hmm.
But they tore that big garage down where my dad's cars were. They had tore that garage down, and the old barn, you know, out kind of west of the house, they tore that down,
Hmm.
and it don't look the same anymore.
Had it deteriorated, or why did they?
The nails are coming out, the roofing nails, you know, the sheet iron top, it was bad shape, so they decided, I guess, tear it down.
Didn't they build a garage there on the end of the house?
Yeah.
They have it now?
I think
they
so,
did.
yeah. But that barn, my dad said that barn was built in 1923. And Estel, you remember Estel? That was my other dad's brother. Do you remember him, Estel?
Yes, I liked Esther very much.
Did you? I only seen pictures. He died when I was very young. I don't remember him.
He was a nice young man when I knew him.
Well, yeah, he didn't live. He lived to be 37, I think. He had a stomach operation and died.
Does it seem to you like time passes fast?
Yes.
It does to us. We just can't believe how fast.
When
time
I
goes
was a
by.
little girl, it seemed to drag, you
Oh,
know.
yes, me too.
And now it just flies.
Just accelerates when you get older, just like zip, zip, zip. we've been together a year, and it don't seem like we've been together that long.
Sure don't.
Well, I'm glad you found each other.
So are we.
We're very happy
Thank you
together.
very much.
Good.
Yes, we are.
I think I told you the story of how well I was married 45 years, and she was married 50 years,
My
and
goodness.
my wife died in '05, and her husband died in '04. And we were introduced through my job, one of the job's clients' employees, and that's how we met through. And we've been enjoying each other's company ever since.
We sure have.
So it's really, I just couldn't believe how lonely life was when you're by yourself.
I have a 96-year-old friend at Sugarville, and we met when we were young. Have I already told you this?
Not all of it, just part of it. Go ahead.
I didn't want to repeat it.
Well, anyway, you known him a long time or what?
We met when we were young,
Oh, okay.
and both of us were married, so he tells me now that I left him and he couldn't find me.
Well, he's pretty spry if he's 96 and still gets around.
He drove over here once to see me, but I don't think he will be able to drive again. He talks about it. One time I talked to him, he'll talk about it, and then next time he knows he can't.
Maybe he can get somebody to bring him over once in a while.
Yes, I imagine his oldest son never has married and took care of his wife before she died. Now he's taking care of the old man.
Well, maybe he can come over sometime. Come over and see you sometime.
Oh, I think his son would bring him if I asked him to.
Well,
Yeah.
y'all ask him.
I will. I just haven't been very well. But my heart problem is better since my heart doctor gave me a blood thinner. I don't have those hard heart cramps anymore.
Well, good.
And I feel like I'm talking funny, but I have plastic roof on a bridge. I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah. Oh, just got, last December he had his top teeth pulled and got a denture, and he's doing real good with it. Aren't you, baby?
Oh yeah, I am glad. She inspired me to get this done. I mean, I've been wanting to do it, but I just kept thinking it would be very expensive, and then I had a lot of medical bills when my wife was alive, and I just never could get enough money up to. It's kind of hard to.
Funerals cost a fortune now,
Oh, I'm telling you.
and a lot of people are choosing cremation, but I just don't like that idea.
I don't either.
My Uncle Homer was cremated. Homer was cremated, him and his wife both. And my Uncle Bill, you remember him? Bill and Helen? That was my other uncle. The one that lived at Laguna Beach. They were cremated also.
Well, Childers was cremated too, and
Oh, was he?
his daughter died before he did.
Oh, really?
She took care of Childers and his wife for a long time.
Get my leg in the picture there. I was trying not to get my leg in it. That'll be probably all I need to take. I just wanted to get some pictures while we were here. And we don't want to tie you up too long because it's tiring, and we got to get us a place to stay. But we wanted to come by and visit with you
Well, I surely am glad you
and
did.
make a good trip out of it and see.
I thought when I moved here that I could open that couch and have company. And Virginia put both of these in here, and it doesn't give that one room to.
Yeah.
Nobody's stayed with me so far.
Your family come see you sometimes, or?
Yes, we have family night once a month,
Yeah.
and the two oldest kids come, and Bradley from Colorado's been here, and Stephen lives in East Texas. Been
Yeah.
been a long time since he came. David Glenn has nephritis, kidney disease.
Yeah.
He has the worst form of it and has to take dialysis.
Oh yeah. I'm going to stop this and take this off the tripod. We don't want to keep you too long because I know you need to get your rest and everything.
Oh, well, I've been
So,
sitting here enjoying talking to you.
Well, I sure have enjoyed meeting you too.
I've been running this for 45 minutes, so
Really?
this tape has been going for 45 minutes.
Do you mean you've been taping me all that time?
Yeah, for 45 minutes.
And I sat here looking straight ahead. If I'd known you was taking that, I would have done something.
Safety first. Use that walker.
Uh-huh.
Well, this sure does do a good job, though, videotaping. It
Sure
really does a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you just a minute or two of it here if you want. See what,
Can't see it.
yeah, I don't know though if you could see it. It's kind of a small
It's
screen. Kind of a
Can
small.
you put it on the screen?
I could if I had a TV and a cable. It just has a little monitor that,
We did.
I think this is that a digital?
Don't ask
looks like
me,
a, looks
ask
like a
him.
digital camera.
You have to ask him. I don't
this
know.
one here, this is an ancient digital camera because it uses floppy disk. And they don't make computers with floppy disk anymore. So I had to go buy one like you've got. Hello?
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah. I'm sitting here on the computer working away. Till coming up Friday.
That's a cute little dog there.
Friday. What is today? I get paid.
Buzzy.
Shouldn't be any problem.
What's that dog's name?
I got company now,
I
so
don't know.
we'll
I
come a
just
little bit
call it
later.
Trevor.
Here's another one of these old things we got. This is an old one here too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one too. Yeah.
Not very heavy either. I told Diane that's what
Till
they need
Friday,
to get. 'Cause
okay?
They're always going to ball games.
Okay.
Brandon plays ball.
Yeah.
He's 13 now, and he's taller than his sister,
Nothing.
which is going to be 19 next month.
This got that little thing. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's a remote control for it,
Oh, it
where you
is.
can set it out.
Now which one
turn
do you
it
got
on.
out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's our movie camera. Shoot, I forgot about that one.
Hey.
That one we have to. I got.
It got a digital in there somewhere. I don't even know where it's at.
The digital
You
one?
need to be using that video camera on all these grandkids,
I
Joe.
know, isn't it terrible?
Because one of these days you wish you had them. Well, one of these times if my daughter ever gets off of work, maybe me and her will make a run down here and back and see you. She's working at the hospital now at Ada.
Find it in the living room. Here's that little digital one she bought. How's that little cheapo one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
they're
are good little cameras though.
They're making some good little cameras that size anymore. You can make some real good pictures with them.
I like that. I don't even try to take pictures anymore. I just leave that up to Paul. Don't know, baby.
Sure do. Yeah, I just. Now we got a little of both, a little video and some pictures.
He's putting you on video.
Oh,
She
Now
said,
this is
Said what?
she said,
Really? Oh my goodness.
oh.
Well,
this here is one we made. Camera we had back in the 60s, honey.
Oh, he put that VHS on.
67.
oh, is it? Okay,
67.
go ahead and watch it.
Used to have little reels.
Yeah, yeah.
Before the sound.
No
Yeah,
sound.
before they even had sound.
But, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's videotaping you. Oh gosh.
I'd shut it off if you want me to.
No, no.
Get a little bit of Betty.
Diane wants to see this too.
I'll put it on a DVD, and
I know.
then you can
Then I can view it at
then
my
you can
house.
view it anytime you want to.
Yes. He
No,
brought-
that won't interfere. Go ahead and show that. Go ahead and show that video.
I'm
mean,
gonna rewind it. Yeah,
Oh.
rewind it.
Okay, I'm just getting a little bit of video on here for. We'll have both now, pictures and a little videotape.
You need to get you one of those burners, Joe, where you can copy off your VHS, put them on DVD.
This has a burner,
does it.
don't know. Huh?
Oh, that does it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll do DVD. It'll copy songs.
Do CDs, but
I don't know
Yeah.
if it'll do DVDs.
Will
It'll do
Paul, can
movies.
you tell if that would do the
That's why it's got
DVDs?
DVD on it.
Yeah,
If they
yeah,
transfer it from,
yeah. If that's a DVD burner, you can make DVDs in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
but
DVD
can't you-
ROM.
Yeah, yeah. Then you can do it.
can't you transfer the VHS? And
Oh no, no. You'd have to have a different setup for that. But the one I've got, well, you
Yeah, I know
can
you
transfer it from DVD, VHS to DVDs. This is beta here. I mean, it's the.
Beta? I didn't think they
No,
made those
I mean,
anymore.
I don't mean beta. The 8mm.
Oh,
The 8mm.
oh, his sister has, his youngest sister has a lot of animals on her place. And this might not be what to put on video, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
She had all kinds of rabbits. And one of those rabbits fixed all the male rabbits. He's the only male left.
I never did any better.
It says I've got 117 minutes of battery time on here before the battery expires. But that's plenty of time. But I'm not going to tape it just a few minutes.
Yeah.
I've done 6 minutes.
Now, is this Daryl's little boy?
No, that's Josie's.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've done 6 minutes of
That's we call him Little Kabuki.
Kabuki.
Buddha.
Buddha.
Buddha. Little Buddha.
Cause the little Buddha's got the little fat belly on it.
Yeah, oh yes. He's cute. They're all cute. And one of these days, Joe, you'll wish you did a lot of video on those kids because they're going to be grown and gone before you know it.
That's for sure.
I'm going to stop it 10 minutes. Just do 10 minutes. I've got 3 minutes left.
Okay. Well, that little dog's getting comfortable now. All stretching out there. Got them feet sticking out front.
What kind of dog is that?
Pomeranian.
Pomeranian. Oh, that's one like you, Buddy, the one you had, wasn't it? Kind of like.
Yeah.
Friday morning,
Did you get that one from Doris?
Yeah.
one in the back.
Yeah, I think those were cute. How old is this one? Do you know?
2.
2? 2?
Well, she's
How old
talking
is Ginger,
good,
you know,
Betty.
Linda?
4 or 5.
Well, you know that little Pomeranian we had, he died 9 weeks after Roy died. The little dog died. But I'm sure the little dog had heart trouble because I could just tell the way he acted.
Just a-
And
Yeah, and I'll get this stuff out of here.
he breathed cigarette smoke all of his
You
life.
got
the
quite a bit
dog
of camera
did.
stuff too, then.
Yeah.
Huh?
Couple more minutes, and I'll stop it.
Yes. Um,
He's kind of chunky like Diane's little boy was when he was that size.
Maybe I
You don't want to, Rita, you don't want to get over there and get in a couple minutes of this with her, do you?
Oh, I can.
If you want to, and I'll get both of you in there. That way you'll have it. I'll make you a copy of
Okay.
this
Yeah.
if you want to, and then
Get
and
over here with my
Do
Betty.
you know which one this is?
let you two kind of visit, and I'll get a video of it here.
Get on the video with you. And you just remember.
What?
You think I was in the chair first?
no, get out of there. Get the baby's been in there for 3 days.
Look, it says Haley on it.
Yeah, I've already got that.
What are you trying to do? You have to put it, just have to put it on DVD like you did the other one. And then you get your, whichever one. This is your. Which one is, which one?
This one.
Zena. This is Zena.
This one.
Okay,
This one.
get me up for it.
Ask you which one of these look. I put it
Oh,
on.
that one?
That one?
Yeah. As soon as you hit play, it should start.
Well, it's still reminded.
Okay. Slow and rewinding.
Mary?
What? She won't do it?
No, but wait. Can we go outside and do one of the chairs?
Yes, yes, yes. I told her that you're my friend, you're my second mom, you're everything, my protector. I remember that time down on St. Louis Street.
She's been down there.
I remember what you did too. Remember what I'm talking about, don't you? Uh-huh.
I think
She's a
she'll
feisty
like.
little thing,
I
wasn't
think
she?
you'll like this being on here. Just you and her visiting. and-
She was a feisty little thing, wasn't she?
I'm telling you, she sure knew where those extension cords were too, didn't she?
She sure did.
After your hide.
Make her mad. She'd whip me with them stitch cards and pop herself on the back with a stitch card, and she'd
Yeah.
draw it back to hit me and make her mad, and she'd whip me harder and longer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Longer and harder, huh? Oh well.
Well, I'm sure glad Glenn called you and comes to see you. I knew he did though.
Oh, rather children.
Okay, well. I guess that'll probably do it for now, but
I don't think this is rewinding.
just wanted to get
Same
it.
place it was whenever I put it in there.
Okay, bye bye everybody. Bye.
Bye, she said.
Okay.